Local man discovers trick to protect identity. Credit report companies hate him. It sounds like a clickbait scheme, but in this case it's true. The three credit report companies spent years and millions of dollars fighting to prevent states from passing credit report freeze laws, and when they saw they couldn't avoid it any longer, they voluntarily started offering freezes in all states, but at worse terms than most of the laws that had been passed already. They hate the freezes because once your report is frozen, with just a few exceptions, they're not allowed to sell your report anymore. As much sympathy as I have for their bottom line, I want everyone to know that they can freeze their credit reports and actually reduce identity theft risks. The key is that almost every form of identity theft ties directly back to credit reports. So if you block the credit report companies from selling your reports, you block credit-based identity theft at the same time. So here's how you do it. A simple online search for credit security freeze will bring up the three major credit reporting companies' websites' freeze pages. Click the first and feel free to read all the terms and such, but watch out for attempts to discourage you by telling you how hard it will be to get credit in the future, because it won't be. Also watch out for buttons or boxes or any option that say you're agreeing to get monitoring or some other monthly service. The one-time fee should be $10 or less, not monthly. Once you've completed the request, do the same for the other credit report companies. Once that's all done, you'll receive a PIN by mail that will now be required for any new credit accounts you try to open. You see how this works yet? Before, getting credit in your name only required that I have some of your personal information that is often lost or stolen in data breaches. But now, a thief would have to have your PIN too. And where would they get it? You should be keeping it at home someplace safe or an encrypted file on your computer, and never give it to any website or store clerk so they can unlock it for you. Just keep it between you and the credit report companies directly. There are a few cases where companies can still get to your reports, but these are few. Most credit checks will be blocked by default, which will actually give you some protection against identity theft. If you end up having to apply for credit at some point, here's how. Say you're applying for a loan. Ask the credit union which reporting company they use so you don't have to thaw more than one. Then go online and follow the directions to thaw your freeze temporarily. You'll need to pay another one-time fee for the thaw and specify a window of time for the report to be exposed. Depending on which state you live in, the thaw will activate in as little as 15 minutes, and when the thaw period expires, your report relocks automatically. You may be concerned about paying for thaws, but how often do you really need new lines of credit anyway? You might be applying more than you need to. Since I froze my reports 8 years ago, I've been asked for my social security number multiple times so they could run a credit check, but each time they didn't actually need it, and I was able to get service anyway. So if you challenge them, you may find they never needed it at all. And if you're a prior identity theft victim with documentation, you get freezes and thaws for free in every state I know of anyway. So that's credit freezes. Is it a perfect system? Of course not. But compared to fraud alerts, credit monitoring services, or identity theft insurance, it's practically free and actually does lower your risk. So go and get them today. Then watch my video on data defense techniques to help avoid having your data lost or stolen in the first place.